Evening, everyone. Hope you're all well. I wanted to do a quick stream because I feel like we haven't been around for a few days, to be honest with you. Last time we spoke about the title race, had Grizz and Big Steve on. Thank you all for joining. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did. Really, really good show. Really good to get an insight from two people who, let's be honest, are probably looking forward to the season so far and are probably enjoying their window because they have been very active early on. But I want to talk a little bit about what's been happening the last few days, which to be fair isn't a massive amount. I think people have been more enjoying pre-season than enjoying the transfer news, so to speak, but it is still picking up in and around. The first thing I wanted to talk about was Jesse Lingard because I find this a little bit crazy. He's gone to Nottingham Forest for a hell of a lot of money from what being told, and he's chosen them over West Ham United. Now I can only think that he's gone to Nottingham Forest for more money. For whatever reason, they've decided to go and pay all of that wages. Now, I find it a bit weird. I find it a bit strange. But at the same time, I can see where Nottingham Forest are going with this. Because if you say he's on the rumoured 150 to 180k or whatever the hell it is a week that he's asked for, around 14 to 15 million pounds a year for a Nottingham Forest team that have just received lots of money from Jed Spence, I would probably look to say that they are probably going to be able to afford it. Having said that, I've just got that wrong because it's actually Middlesbrough. It's not Nottingham Forest. But still, they've come up to the Premier League and they're going to have enough money. So when I look at that, at 14, 15 million pounds for Jesse Lingard a year, it's probably okay for Forest. If it keeps them up, it keeps them up. And I do have a feeling that with Nottingham Forest, their business I don't think is done yet. But also I look at them and I think, if they've got any chance of staying up, it's because of their manager. Steve Cooper has been fantastic for them. Absolutely superb, in my opinion. And the reason that he's actually looking like keeping them up, in my opinion, is because it's a never say die attitude. And he took them from bottom of the league and put them into the Premier League. Now, I think that means he can go into the Premier League with no pressure because they're expected to go down. And they need to just enjoy it, for me, Nottingham Forest. And players like Jesse Lingard will allow them to do that. Because whether you love him or hate him, whether you rate him highly, whether you don't rate him, he's an okay footballer that's going to do very, very well, in my opinion, for a team like Nottingham Forest. I just found it strange that West Ham didn't fancy him. Now, I think if the rumours are true, West Ham probably did show an interest, but it looks to me as if the money a week just isn't really their cup of tea. And I think now he'll go on to Nottingham Forest and probably do some good things. The other player I wanted to talk about was Manchester City's signings of late. Now, I look at Manchester City's business so far and it's very strange for me in certain areas of the pitch. A lot of players leaving. Looks as if Pep Guardiola wants to try and freshen it up a little bit. Now, Gabriel Jesus has come to Arsenal, which of course we're already happy about, as has Alexander Zinchenko. Sterling has gone to Chelsea, and obviously they're looking to have removed some of the, I hate saying deadwood, because at Man City it's disrespectful, but players that have just got to the stage where they needed replacing, like Fernandinho, for example. But what they've done is they brought in Alvarez, they brought in Haaland, they brought in Calvin Phillips, and it looks as if they're getting Cucurella. Now, I know it's been rejected, and obviously there's links to £30 million bids that are being rejected. That player is going to go to Manchester City. And to be honest with you, if I was to pick one of the best left-backs in the league, outside of the top six, he'd walk straight into it. I think along with Tyreek Mitchell, he's probably been one of the most consistent in the last couple of seasons, in my opinion, Cucurella. And I think it would be a fantastic signing for Manchester City. Big up to everyone in the chat. Big up for watching live. This was a bit of a last minute stream tonight, guys, so apologies that I didn't really promote it. I just thought I'd jump on for a few minutes just because it's been a while. Big up everybody in the chat. Big up Tyrell Gunner. Big up Nick Paris, saying that Nottingham Forest should come in for Ainsley Maitland-Niles, and let's be honest, mate, I think that they probably will from what I'm hearing. Kabira says, as an Arsenal fan who lives in Nottingham, I hope they stay up. Do you know what, mate? I'm exactly the same. I'd love to see them. Now that they finally got there, I'd absolutely love to see them stay into the Premier League. Bandazuta says, big up Dan, big up yourself, and thank you all for watching. So Manchester City, looking at Cucurella, And I think their business would have been very, very good. I know they've lost players, but actually, when you look at the players they're replacing them with, you don't look at them as a huge downgrade. I don't look at Calvin Phillips as a huge downgrade on Fernandinho. I don't look at Kukurea as a huge downgrade on Zinchenko. I don't really look so far at Haaland as any form of downgrade on any player in the whole world. So let alone a downgrade on Jesus. And Alvarez will come in and mean business. So Manchester City have had a good window, to be fair. Might as well touch on Arsenal. I don't like to always concentrate on Arsenal so much, but I do think that this summer has been a very, very busy one for us so far, and I hope it's going to get busier. The rumours of Tielemans will not go away. I think he'd be perfect for a left 8. I really do. People will say, what does that mean for Zinchenko? Well, who the hell cares? We need strength in depth. Zinchenko can cover that position. He can also cover left back. And if I was to put my money on it right now, I'd expect him to start as a left back this season while Kieran Tierney is out trying to get fit. So I feel we still need a centre midfielder in there. I still feel we're short of defensive mid, and I spoke to Kev Campbell last night on Lee Judge's TV and spoke about the reasons why. I do feel that Lokonga is being used in pre-season as more as a left 8 and further forward, so I think El Neni will probably be used as cover. Now, whether you love or hate El Neni, I happen to like him, not love or hate him. I just think he comes in and does a job. But does he set the world alight? If Thomas Partey was to get 6-month ACL, would El Neni be able to have the confidence to be able to play in that role? Or does Granit Xhaka have that ability to come and play for 6 to 9 months? I just don't see it happening. So I feel that we're short there. I feel we need a defensive midfielder. I do look at the wing on the right and left and feel that perhaps there's a space there. I know that we've got Smith Rowe, Martinelli, Saka, Vieira and Marco Inez have been brought in and we believe are going to be in and around that team as well. But honestly, I still feel that there's something's going to happen here. Leroy Sané might be a little bit unrealistic, but Cody Gakpo is another player that people are talking about from PSV, who apparently would be more of a realistic signing, and I don't think there's any doubt in my mind that is true. So I believe there's a position there that could need filling. But I still feel that although I have the confidence that a couple more players are going to come in at Arsenal, I don't see another striker coming in, and I don't see another right back coming in, and I still feel that we could be weak there if Tomiyasu and Jesus were to get injured. People will say Ben White can play there. People will say Cedric's good enough. People will say Norton Cuffy's coming through. Right back isn't an issue. How about we just go and buy another right back that's good enough? How about we go and buy another right back and let Norton Cuffy go and have a season on loan? How about we buy another right back to upgrade on Cedric? How about we buy another right back and keep Ben White as our centre back and cover as centre back when Saliba comes in? That's what I'd like to see happen. How about we get another striker and stop the Gakpo if we get him playing up there, or Saka playing up there, or Martinelli playing up there, or Nketiah having to have a full season up there? How about we just go and buy another type striker that if Jesus gets injured, we've got somebody to bring on? And let's be honest, we've got 5 subs anyway in 4 competitions. So I honestly believe there's a few areas that we could see ourselves still short. Now, I hope I'm wrong. I hope what happens is that if we don't replace them, none of them get injured, we have a fully fit squad and we go for all 4 competitions. But I have a feeling in the back of my mind that when we look at some of the injury problems Arsenal have had, that there could be some problems with that. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I will say this, the pre-season for me has been one of the better ones. Now, I'm not sitting there and saying that we're absolutely smashing it and that, we're going to be heading towards Liverpool and City. I'm not foolish enough to get carried away like that. But what I will say is this, the first 11 have impressed me. The second 11 has shown how poor they are. And that's not all of them, some of them. There's still a lot of players that need to go out. But I do think they're going to go. I can see Leno leaving, Runnison leaving. I can see Bellerin leaving, Pablo Mari leaving, Nuno Tavares on loan somewhere. I can see Torreira going. I can see Maitland-Niles going, either on loan or being sold. I can see Pepe going somewhere. I can see Reece Nelson going somewhere. And I can also see Balogun going on loan. That's 10 players. And we've got Palace in a couple of weeks' time. So I do sit there sometimes and think, have we got enough time to do all of this business? And let's have it right, we've got a big squad, but a lot of it actually is not, I don't think anyway, good enough. So we might have 10 players there that I think need to be going out. But we probably only need 4 or 5 coming in. We don't need 10 coming in to replace them. Because a lot of that is just players that just need to go. So that's the way I see it with Arsenal. So we're going to have to see what happens in the coming weeks. A lot of people have asked me, what do you expect to happen or what would you like to happen? Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to go in between. I don't expect those 5 positions to be filled, but I do expect to see at least 3 players come in more. Now, I think we need more than that, but what I expect is at least 3. And if I was to go for 3, I'd probably look at Tielemans, Gakpo, and I'm going to say it, another defensive midfielder. I don't know who that's going to be, but another defensive midfielder. Now, it could be crazy. Some people might say, madness, we've got so many in midfield, it ain't going to happen. But I honestly believe that's what we need. And that defensive midfielder needs to be somebody coming in who's not just going to do a job, but is going to be able to cover for Thomas Partey if he gets an injury. I thought Bazuma would have been perfect, but obviously he wants to go and play first-team football at Spurs, and perhaps Arsenal couldn't give him first-team football, albeit I think that is mad. I think he probably would have got first-team football. So it's going to be interesting to see what Arsenal do. Manchester United, wow. I mean, I'm going to say it now. Chelsea and Manchester United, for me, have got so much work to do. Now, I think we've got a lot of work to do, don't get me wrong. And a lot of people say, who cares about other clubs? But obviously, this is a podcast that covers as much Premier League content as I can. And I have to talk about Chelsea and Manchester United. Now, it's got nothing to do with Chelsea's performance the other night against Arsenal. Arsenal were quality. Absolute quality. Jesus chip, fantastic. Saka always looked dangerous. I have to say it, Saliba for me was probably man of the match. He was absolutely outstanding. Didn't give Chelsea a sniff. But I have to look at how poor Chelsea were. I have to look at the top 6 at the moment and see Chelsea and Manchester United with the most incomings to do. I have to see that. I have to say it. I can't sit there and lie to you. I don't think there's any part of Manchester United or Chelsea's defence, midfield or centre forwards that I have faith in, that is cemented. I don't look at any of them. I think I could say Chelsea have got fullbacks I rate in Reece James and Chilwell when they're fit. Manchester United have got 1 or 2 players in and around their side that I rate, and Chelsea likewise, but I don't look at any of their solid defensive partnerships and think they're sorted. I don't look at their midfield pair and think, wow. I don't look at their strikers yet and go, oh dear. And I certainly don't look at their players around the edges and go, that's sorted. So for me, as a Chelsea fan or a Man United fan, I'd be worried. I would be worried. I don't think it's as clear cut as the top 4 sorted this season. Tottenham done some very good business, I can't lie. They really have. I like the signing of Jed Spence. I think the Basuma's signing is class. I think Richarlison's a very good addition, albeit people are saying he might not get a first game. So what? Again, Arsenal need a squad. So do Tottenham. I think Bentancur, Romero and Kulusevski's signings from last season have been fantastic, and to keep all 3 of them has been good. And I think the other signings are either backup signings or they're going to come in and do a job for Antonio Conte. One of those being Perisic, the other one being Lenglet. Now, I think Lenglet is probably an okay signing. Not one to be excited about. But trust me, Victor Moses and Alonso look like Roberto Carlos and Cafu at times under Conte. It's nuts how good they were, right? And look at what happened to him when he left. Didn't do much, did they? So that's what Antonio Conte does. He puts the best out of players. He's a motivator and he gets the best out of the team. And I do fear for Tottenham next season. I do fear for him. With a few additions, I don't think there's any reason as to why Arsenal can't fight for top 4. I really don't see it now. I don't think there's any more excuses about we need time, it needs to be a squad, Arteta needs to be given a few more transfer windows. Nonsense. I can't have it anymore. I need to see progression. And the best way to do that, in my opinion, is to shut everybody up who doubts them by securing Champions League football and by winning a trophy. And I think that's what we've got to be looking at next season. If we can do both, brilliant. If we get top 4 and we win the Europa League, you won't hear any complaints from me. And I'll say fair play to everybody involved with the club because we're going places. But until I see that happen, I will always be unconvinced because there's not been enough evidence to prove to me that Arsenal are going in the right direction. So let's hope that is wrong. And of course, this coming season, it can be proved that we are. Chelsea and Manchester United have a lot of work to do, but actually when you look at it, Chelsea have made some good signings. Koulibaly, albeit 31 years old, I do believe that he's going to have an okay season. I just have my question marks. That's all they're going to be. I don't look at him as a bad player. I think he's a very good defender. I think he has been over the years. I just look at question marks as to how long is he going to be able to do this for. Now, Thiago Silva has made it look easy. At 38, he's going to be, I believe, this year. So it'd be interesting to see what Chelsea's defence is looking like. I expect them to get another one. Every single player Chelsea's going for, Barcelona are taking, by the way. It's mad. It's actually mad. They've got what, 7 links, and all of them have been taken pretty much by Chelsea. All of them have been taken by Barcelona. It's a madness, absolute madness. So that'll be interesting for me. Manchester United's rumours are boring me now. I can't lie to you, they're boring the hell out of me. The Martinez, the Anthony, the De Jong, just sign them already. It's boring. I'm yawning every time I read the Manchester United transfer news now. It's boring. It really is. Leads me to West Ham. Now, I'm interested in West Ham this summer because I do believe it feels like decades since West Ham have signed anybody, but now they have finally signed a striker. Scamacca, whatever you want to call him. 23 years old, 6'5", centre forward, target man, good link up play, good in the air, very good goal scorer from what I believe. 16 goals in 36 games last season for Sassuolo, and I do believe that he will be a good signing. It's a risk, of course, because he's got to come and fit into the Premier League. He's got to be suited to the Premier League. But I do feel that West Ham will find their man now. And it's been a while, trust me. They've had Antonio up front for a while, it seems. With Bowen, with Ben Rama, with Fornals, they've got some good creativity around them. Lanzini's still there. Declan Rice and Souček are there. Flynn Downs has been brought in. So West Ham have made some good signings. Aguerd at the centre half from Rennes, really highly rated. Now has just got an injury, which apparently doesn't look too good. He's got to have surgery, so I imagine he'll be missing a few weeks at the start of the season, which is a massive blow for West Ham. We're really excited about this highly rated centre-back. They're also linked with some more players. I completely forgot his name now. The left back from Frankfurt. Somebody in the chat let me know. Somebody just has Kostic. There we go. Game changer if they bring him in, says Ace. Great point. I actually think this will be a very, very good signing if that happens. But I'm hearing with 1 year left on his contract, he is being offered to stay at Frankfurt. West Ham's an interesting one for me because I do believe that they're a team that could potentially go places. And David Moyes has to take a lot of credit, in my opinion. He's basically doing with West Ham what he did with Everton back in the late 2000s, which was get them near and in and around the Champions League and qualifying them for Europe. And when he left and went to Manchester United, Everton ain't really been able to get to those heights since. And now, who's there replacing them? West Ham. Maybe David Moyes wasn't that great, wasn't that amazing wasn't that bad, should I say, after all. My God, it's late. It's going to be interesting. It really is with West Ham. I'm interested to see what they do. I spoke to Dan Lawless today on Matisse's channel, and we've spoken about what we think West Ham's realistic expectations will be. And I said they've got to be going all out to win the Europa Conference League. They have to. In my opinion, they have to go all out to win that competition because they secure European football. They win a trophy, which is something West Ham haven't done for ages. And the other expectation is for them to go into deep stages of the FA Cup and the League Cup. For me, that is the realistic target for West Ham. Now, it doesn't mean that they forget the league and finish 14th. It doesn't matter. My point is, if you had to pick one, you would go for the trophy. Because West Ham might go all out for the league and finish 8th or 9th and miss out on the trophies because they were trying to get 6th or 7th. For me, go for the trophies. Around about January, February, start looking at where your expectations are. Are we actually going to get in this top 4? No. Are we going to get in the top 6? Going to be difficult. Shall we go for the trophies then and put all our eggs in one basket? And that's what I think a realistic target should be for West Ham. There's rumours they're going for another striker, rumours of Brower, rumours of other strikers, rumours of Ben Brereton today from Blackburn. But actually, when you look at it, I don't think West Ham will buy another striker in the level of quality of Brower. And the reason I say that is because unless they're going to go 4-4-2, which I really don't see they're going to do, then Scamacca is going to play. And Brower's not going to come in to back up Scamacca. He's just going to stay at Chelsea and be back up to whoever they buy up top. Or let's be honest, he could even fight Havertz at the moment for that centre position because there's not much else looking like it likely for Chelsea at the moment. So that's why I see it with West Ham. Some of the other clubs sniffing around players, nothing really happening. Some signings for clubs, but nothing really major at the moment happening with the likes of Wolves, Leicester trying to keep hold of Maddison and Tielemans, but it's looking fairly unlikely, particularly for Tielemans with a year left. Maddison linked with Spurs. I really hope that doesn't happen. I think that'd be a fantastic player, fantastic signing. Leeds have done some business. Ace has just written in the chat, Leeds have done some business. Fair play. Leeds actually really have. They've got some very highly rated youngsters. They've got Tyler Adams, who I've always rated as a player and can play in versatility and play in a few positions. And And it looks like Jesse March is going a different route to Marcelo Bielsa. So it's going to be interesting to see what leads we see in the coming season. I believe they're going to struggle. I really do. Losing Rafinha and Calvin Phillips, for me, is just too much. And I don't see them staying up without them. I think they're going to really struggle. I really do. So it'll be interesting with what happens with Leeds. Some of the other clubs very quiet. Brighton fairly quiet. Crystal Palace couple of signings but nothing major from what we can work out. Everton sniffing around players now they've lost Richarlison. Are they going to keep hold of Dominic Calvert-Lewin? Are they going to try and get a couple of players in to replace the likes of Richarlison? This is all going to be happening, guys, over the next couple of weeks until the season begins and of course that window slams shut. That leaves me to explain a little bit about what's going to be happening with this channel in the coming weeks. It's going to get quite exciting. It's going to get a lot of content. You're going to see a lot of new faces, and trust me, you will recognize quite a few of them. I'm going to have a few shows that are running weekly. We're going to have a Race for Europe show, which is going to be in a similar format to the Big Six, which everyone's, I'm sure, has seen. It will be myself, it will be a West Ham fan, a Chelsea fan, your Tottenham fan, and your United fan. Then there will be the best of the rest, which will have your likes of your Leicesters, your Wolves, your Villas, your Newcastles, so be it. And then we're going to have a Fight for Survival show, which of course will be down the bottom with the three that have come up in Fulham, Nottingham Forest and Bournemouth, and then Leeds, Brentford, etc. So hopefully we'll be able to cover your Premier League side. For all of you that are watching, there's a lot of Arsenal fans in here, and there's a lot of other fans. Really appreciate you coming over and supporting the channel. I know I do a lot on Arsenal, but I do enough on Arsenal in relation to AFTV, Lee Judges TV, and all the other podcasts that people have invited me on kindly. So it's time for me now to look at what else we do with the Premier League content, because it's going to be really interesting for me to hear voices from other fans, opinions from other fans. And what's going to be brilliant, guys, is they're all going to have opinions on the football club that you support, whether it be Arsenal, whether you're a Newcastle fan. People are going to have opinions about your club. So look at this channel as the down version of TalkSport. That's probably the best way to look at it, to be fair. Never going to be as big as that, trust me. But you're going to have voices from all clubs, and that's what's great. Everybody deserves a voice. All clubs deserve a voice. I don't want to do a show where it's just the top clubs. I don't want to do a show where it's just the bottom clubs. I want to try to get as much content as I can out for all of you lot to see and have an opinion about your own clubs. And please interact, get involved, and we hope to see you very, very soon. Obviously, we've got pre-season still, but we will be starting in a couple of weeks' time when the Premier League season starts. John Daly. Dan, will you be eating humble pie come the end of the season? John, I would love to eat humble pie. I would love it to taste like cherries and custard. And the way that we do that is secure Champions League football by winning the Europa League, getting into the top four, and trying to get into the deep stages of the domestic cups, my friend. And trust me, if I see what I'm seeing in pre-season continued throughout the season, and we start to score 20 goals in 5 games, in those kind of numbers, then yes, I will eat humble pie 100%. And let me make it clear, I do not want Arsenal to lose so that we start again. I don't. I want Arsenal to win so we don't have to start again. I want Stan Kroenke and Josh Kroenke to be the best ever owners at Arsenal. I want Mikel Arteta to be the best ever manager at Arsenal. I want Edu to be the best technical director. I want Vinay Venkatesham to be the best CEO. But at the moment, I'm not seeing enough evidence to suggest that to be the case. But that's what I'd love to see, 100%. I want to see Arsenal at the top winning major honours. I want to see Arsenal at the top telling people like Liverpool, Man City that we're not scared. Showing them on the pitch that we're not scared, going toe-to-toe, going head-to-head, not losing and getting battered. That's what I want to see. And if I start to see that, and it's evident to me that there's progress and that every single game we have a chance of going out there, giving it our all and winning, then of course I'm going to be really, really happy with that. Guys, this has been a quick one. This has been a pleasure. Thank you all for joining us so late. I really do appreciate it. I hope you've all enjoyed it. And I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone. This channel's very new. The channel is literally a month old. And I've managed to hit over 3,000 subscribers, which is all a massive thanks to you guys. A massive thanks for you guys for liking, subscribing, coming back, which is massively important to me. And I would absolutely love to get some regulars on here and have some interaction with you all in the chat. So please make sure that you like and subscribe on this. Sub if you haven't done so already, because it does mean the absolute world and it will help the channel grow. Guys, it's been a pleasure. Make sure you have a good evening. We'll see you next time, and up the Arsenal.